Welcome. I'm Colleen Tauke and I'm the sewing specialist at Fons & Porter. In this video, we're going to show you how to put together the block that goes into the table runner tempo. We begin our table runner with a pack of 2.5-inch strips. Now you can pick any selection of colors, but we thought this one seemed especially good for winter going into spring. It has that color that we've matched up the light corals, the dark corals, a great turquoise, and a light, another light print coral. So you're going to create a strip set. And in that strip set, you'll want to make sure that when you're completed, you press all your seam allowances in one direction. The other tip for making a strip set that doesn't have a curve to it when you're finished is that when you're attaching the first two, make your seam allowance, or start at one end, stitch this direction. When you go to join the next piece, sew in the opposite direction. Third piece, go back to this direction. It puts an even tension on the fabric going back and forth, keeps your strip set nice and smooth. Now, once you've got it all pressed and ready to go, we're going to be cutting off subsections that look like these. Now, when you go to begin cutting, yours probably will look a little bit more like this, a little more uneven on the end. And what we want to do is have these nice straight units before we begin putting things together. So what we're going to do is come in here, line up the line on your ruler with one of your seams so that we can make a straight, clean cut at the end. This goes away. Now that we've got a nice straight edge, we'll turn our strip set around. And for this project, we're cutting 4.5-inch strips. So what we're going to go in here and put the 4.5-inch line right along that nice cut that we just made. And to double check yourself, you might want to also line up one of the lines on your ruler with the seam allowance here. That way you know you have a perfect right angle. And you'll go along and you'll cut 4.5-inch segments. And you will need 8 of them for this project. Okay, now that we have the segment like this, what we're going to do is look at these blocks and say, the centers are the same, as you see here, but there are additional pieces put onto each. So for this one, we have a light turquoise and a small square, and a long bar shape there that's a dark turquoise. So when we're beginning, especially, a lot of times what we'll do is actually orient our blocks to the diagrams that are in the patterns. Make it look exactly the same. So we've got 2.5-inch square, 6.5-inch rectangle, and 8.5-inch rectangle here. Simple seaming again. You're going to join this piece with a seam here, press your seam allowance outward, add this block to the end, stitch here, press open, and you'll have that block. Then you need 4 that look like this, 4 that look like this, and then it's follow the diagrams in our patterns. And you'll create the table runner tempo. For more of our video tutorials, visit our website. Thanks for joining us today.